Good day, and thank you for tuning in 3D, the Daily Divine Direction broadcast. For all of our new listeners and viewers who are tuning in for the very first time, I'm Pastor Pope, and thank you for allowing us to come into your listening and viewing environment. We are here with you every Monday through Friday from 12:30 p.m. until 1 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, broadcasting live from the FijiWater.com sponsored studio, where you can discuss careers, finances, entrepreneurship. You can discuss marriage, divorce, raising children, blending families. You can discuss dating and relationships. Whatever's in your heart, whatever's on your mind, God is concerned about that which concerns you. And that is the reason that we are here with you in 3D, the Daily Divine Direction broadcast, every Monday through Friday from 12:30 p.m. until 1 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, broadcasting live from the FijiWater.com sponsored studio, where our broadcast is brought to you daily by Fiji Water, Earth's finest water. You may already know the Fiji water comes from Fiji. However, did you know that it is created by nature? It is untouched by man. It starts as a tropical rainfall which slowly filters through layers of volcanic rock, where the water collects in a natural, sustainable artesian aquifer, where it is bottled right at the source, free from human contact until you unscrew the blue cap. Fiji Water, Earth's finest water, will be delivered right to your front door when you subscribe for delivery, and you will save money at FijiWater.com. This is not just ordinary water. This is Earth's finest water at FijiWater.com. And for those of you who continue giving on the Give segment of our app at New Life-Delaware, and those of you that make a weekly or monthly commitment to support the broadcast by giving on the contribution pages of our websites at NewLifeMinistriesInternational.com and NewLifeInternationalCDC.com, we thank you all for your support and for your commitment as we fulfill our commitment to God to be here for you in 3D, the Daily Divine Direction broadcast. I want to say to all of our listeners and viewers, we are having a little bit of technical difficulty, but I can see that you are up. So just know that we are here with you every Monday through Friday from 12:30 p.m. until 1 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. I'm going to also remind all of our listeners and viewers, so I'm working on the working on the technology while I'm speaking to you, so just bear with me while we get this done. Don't know what's going on with our technology, but you're at least tuned in with us. So we are delighted to have you tuned in with us always. And we are in the midst of our June FijiWater.com sponsored promo. So for all of our listeners and viewers, at 12 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time and at 6 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, you can go to our internet radio station, WKAPfaith.com, and the first three songs you hear at 12 p.m. and the first three songs you hear at 6 p.m., either or, you can list those songs along with your name and your email address. Text them to the T-Mobile caller text line at 267-992-1424. One of our listeners and viewers will have an opportunity to be selected to win a case of Earth's finest water from FijiWater.com. So we have all of our technology in order right now. It's a little bit out of order on our Facebook channel and our YouTube channel, but we are live. So just, I don't know what's going on with technology around here today. For all of our listeners and viewers, we actually had an interruption in our internet radio station technology, shut it down for a period of time during the night. So, but we are back up and live on radio, and we are here with you in 3D, the Daily Divine Direction broadcast. So I want to say to all of our listeners and viewers also that, as you've asked for, we will be going to a 1-hour broadcast starting in July. I will announce the date. You will see that scheduled also. But we are excited about giving you what you've asked for. So we will be together for 1 hour every Monday through Friday from 12 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time until 1 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. And just bear with us as we go through the process of getting prepared to broadcast for 1 hour every day. So, for one of our listeners and viewers, you indicated that your daughter is 26 years of age, and you said that she is not taking life seriously, and you want to know, how do you get her to understand that you will not always be here? Well, here's a news flash. At 26, she ought to understand that we're all going to leave here. None of us are going to get out of this alive. We are all going to leave this earth. Now, we will live on forever, but we are going to leave here. She should know that at 26. The problem is that she is who she's going to be. At 26, she is who she's going to be until she desires to make change. Remember, life happens to us all. We are either going to learn by instruction or we're going to learn by consequence. She is going to learn just like the rest of us. If she doesn't take instruction, she's going to experience the consequences. And you've got to just pray for her, give her guidance, whether she rejects it or not. Say it, and then move on. And I'm going to give you a real example of that. That's one of the things that my wife and I have always told our children, who are adults now. But that's one of the things we always told them. And that is, as your parents, we're going to say what needs to be said. But once it's said, you're going to make your own decision. And you're going to have to live with either the results of the decision or the consequence of the decision. Now, that doesn't imply we won't be here to help you along the way. It doesn't imply we won't be here to give you the direction and guidance and recommendations and suggestions. But you will never be able to say that we didn't say it. One of the things that we always said to them is, we're going to say it because you'll never say to us, Mom, Dad, why didn't you tell me? You're never going to say that, because you will be told, whether you do it or not. And then once it's been said, we're going to move on, because we understand, particularly now, as I said, they're adults. Particularly now, we understand that you are going to make your final decision based on whatever you base your decisions on. And so I'm going to say to you that your daughter at 26, you did say in your communication she still lives at home. Okay, so there's some rules for her living at home. But, however, she's just not taking life seriously right now. And that means that she's going to find out that you're not always going to be here. Yes, that is correct. And she's going to find out that she's going to have to figure it out for herself if she doesn't allow you to give her the guidance she needs now. And unfortunately, as I said, life does happen to us all. Now, here's the reality. At 26 years of age, so remember this, the human brain is not fully developed until age 25. So she's only had 1 year of being fully developed. She's now got to make decisions for the rest of her life. And good, bad, or indifferent, those decisions are going to be her life experience. And there's a key word to that. Well, there's actually two key words to that: life and experience. She's got to live life. She's got to live this life, whether you have gone home to be with the Lord or not. She's got to live this life. Her experiences are going to be determined by her decisions. And as I said when I started, at 26, right now she is who she's going to be until she decides that she wants to make some change. That life isn't just about a good time. Life is serious. It's life. is serious because you've got to live it out. And there's going to be a lot of things that will occur along the way that we don't like, don't feel good to us, don't really want to experience. But our decisions will determine whether or not we have to do that. Whether or not we have to live with some circumstances that we don't like. Whether we have to live with periods of time that don't feel good. And it will our decisions will determine just how great life is going to be. And at 26, she probably still thinks that, fun is important. One of the things I've been constantly trying to explain to people is that fun is overrated. You can enjoy life, but fun is overrated. Fun can be foolishness that will result in disrupting the quality of our lives. Now, you can find things that you enjoy, but at some point, look, and I know there's going to be people, and you've heard this in your family because you said it in your communication. There's going to be people that say, "Oh, just let her have a good time. She's young. She can do that," and then 10 years from now, find that she's wasted a decade of her life having a good time. Whereas, if she really focuses on what needs to be done now, she can build a greater quality of life and enjoy life as she gets older. Being in a position to do exactly what she wants to do, no matter what that is. To enjoy life. So, I'm going to say to you, strap yourself in. Because children will keep you on your knees, but strap yourself in and pray for her until she decides she wants to make some change. And when she wants to make some change, you'll be there for her. And she will find that life is so much sweeter. There's better quality of life when you settle in. You get a rhythm. The problem is, for most people, is that they bore easily. That some people call it attention deficit. That's not, to me, it's just a lack of discipline and a lack of focus, which you can learn. You can learn to discipline yourself. You can learn to focus. The reality is that people will encourage her to keep doing what she's doing. Oh, you're young, enjoy life while you're young, because when you get older, you don't want to miss out on things. That's not reality. You can build a great quality of life while you enjoy life without chasing the illusion of fun. So these are things you can share with her also. But she's going to have to want to make change. And when she wants to make change, then change will occur. In the interim, all you can do is pray for her and trust God that she's going to make some decisions that will be good for her life and not just decisions that will disrupt the quality of her life. This segment of the broadcast has been brought to you by T-Mobile, America's largest, fastest, and most reliable 5G provider at no extra charge. So if you are not currently a T-Mobile customer, you may call or text on the T-Mobile call or text line at 267-992-1424. We will place you into our queue so that you may become a T-Mobile customer and experience America's largest, fastest, and most reliable 5G provider at no extra charge. Taxes and fees are included in your bill, and if you auto pay by attaching a credit card to your account, you will receive a discount on your monthly bill. At T-Mobile, America's largest, fastest, and most reliable 5G provider at no extra charge. I'm going to address another communication that came in from one of our listeners and viewers. However, before I do, this segment of the broadcast is going to be brought to you by PorscheAmerica.com. If you are in the market for a high-performance automobile, one of the finest high-performance automobiles ever manufactured, go to America.com, you will have the opportunity to virtually build out the type of Porsche you desire to own. And if you are in our area, you can simply go to PorscheDelaware.com, ask to speak to Mike Video, who is the general manager at PorscheDelaware.com. He will have someone assist you in selecting the Porsche you desire to own. And if you currently own a Porsche and you're in our area, you can go to PorscheDelaware.com and ask to speak to Mike Adams, who is the service manager at PorscheDelaware.com. He will make certain someone schedules an appointment for you, that your vehicle is picked up at your home or office. They will drop off a loaner vehicle to you and return your vehicle to you when your service has been completed at PorscheDelaware.com. I'm going to address another communication that came in from one of our listeners and viewers who indicated you are having difficulty professionally. You said your coworkers are difficult to get along with, and it is challenging for you to focus on your work. So here's how I'm going to start this. First and foremost, you cannot allow other people to determine your professional success. You cannot allow people who have difficult personalities to determine whether or not you're going to be successful professionally. That's the first thing. So you have to eliminate your coworkers from the equation. You say they're difficult to get along with. Well, you don't have to get along with them. All you have to be is courteous and respectful. One of the biggest problems that we have is that we often feel that it's necessary for us to make our coworkers and colleagues our friends. You think because you spend most of your time in your career, because remember I told you long ago there's no such thing as work-life balance. You're always going to work more than you rest in your personal life. You're going to work more than you spend time in your personal life. So, you spend a lot of time in your career. And naturally, those are the people you spend the most of your time with. But those are not your friends. And you don't have to make them your friends just because you spend a lot of time with them. You have people in your life from a personal perspective that you need to focus on nurturing the time you spend with them. The people you work with are people who are your professional colleagues, who you both are on an assignment from God to show up every day and make your company successful and to maximize your professional success. So you don't have to get along with them. All you have to do is be courteous and respectful. Over time, they will appear to become less difficult, and the reason is because over time you'll learn how to deal with their personalities. You'll know if they've got one personality, 3 personalities, 6 personalities, 9 personalities, 12 personalities, 15 personalities. You'll know if they've got personalities for every day of the month. You'll learn their personalities, their behavior, and you'll learn how to deal with it. You'll learn when to speak to them about particular issues and when not to speak to them about particular issues. And this is good for all of our listeners and viewers because we're all professionals. We all have jobs. We all have careers. So we have to really look at the dynamics of human resources. And you have to say to yourself, if I try to make my coworkers and colleagues my friends, then I'm going to spend a lot of energy trying to fit square people into a round hole. What you're trying to do is you're trying to fit people who don't fit into your life because you spend the majority of your day with them. But you don't have to do that. All you have to do is be courteous, be respectful, and do your work. That's all you have to do. Because one of the things you're going to find out also is that all those different personalities, when you do your job, it will have an impact on their job. And because it has an impact on their job, a positive impact, let me rephrase that, it will have a positive impact on their job. When it has a positive impact on their job, they're going to be more responsible, accountable. They're going to learn that you're not the enemy, and they're either going to spend more time trying to work with you to get things right, or they're going to spend time ignoring you. And if they ignore you, to God be the glory. Because if they're not paying attention to you and they're not interfering with you, they cannot disrupt your professional success. You have to decide what your professional success is going to look like, and you have to work to that end. You have to decide how you're going to deal with the personality or personalities of each of those individuals. But you don't want to make them your friends. Because if you make them your friends, then what you're going to do is you're not only going to spend time with them professionally, you're going to end up spending time with them personally. And if their personality's already driving you to drink, no, I'm just kidding. If their personality's driving you crazy already in the professional environment, what do you think is going to happen dealing with them in your personal environment? You will never be able to get away from their personalities because you've decided you're going to make them your friend. Don't do that. Keep it professional. Keep them in your professional environment, and keep your personal life, your personal acquaintances in your personal life. Don't try to fit a square personality into a round hole, because it will not work. And you can't shave off the edges. They'll go through some things in their professional career that will shave off some of the edges, but you can't shave off the edges. There's nothing you can do to change who they are. So you have to be mindful that it's not your responsibility to change them. It's your responsibility to learn how to deal with them. How do I deal with this person over here who has issues with bringing their personal problems to work with them every day? How do you deal with them? And the way that you do deal with them is, if they raise a personal topic, just let them talk until you can find an opportunity to exit that conversation. Turn it back to something professional and move on with your work. That's all you have to do. If they're discussing something with you professionally and you don't think it's the right thing, or if you don't think it's appropriate, then just say to them, I don't think that's going to be beneficial to us as a company. And move on. But you can't, when they start talking about their personal problems, and then you start talking about your personal issues, and before you know it, you two are just sharing, life's drama with one another and not getting your work done. You cannot allow other people to determine your level of success. You've got to focus. You said it's challenging for you to focus. You have to focus. You have to focus on exactly what you need to do to be successful. Now, I laid out all the attributes necessary to become successful in life this week. But having said that, there are some things we have to do professionally that require us to place them in one of the categories. Yes, you have to be patient with others. You have to be committed to your company or corporation. You have to be courteous to others. Most importantly, you're going to have to, well, not most importantly, but importantly, you're going to have some self-control and not get distracted by what anybody else is doing or saying. You might find it frustrating sometimes to deal with other people. People are people. But once you have had your moment of frustration, you got to move on. You got to, because otherwise you're going to get stuck right there. And you'll continue to be frustrated and you'll be stuck right there. And you'll continue to be frustrated and you'll be stuck right there. The only way is to, rid yourself of your frustration, talk about it, get it out, get it done, and move on. And don't revisit it. Because if you revisit it, you're going to get stuck. These people that you are working in a professional environment with are not your friends. Don't try to make them your friends. Do not allow anyone else to determine your success. This segment of the broadcast is brought to you by Comcast Business. If you are in need of being more effective and efficient in business, we all need to be more effective and efficient in business. Comcast Business will give you the opportunity to do just that. Call Comcast Business. Call Eunice at 603-222-7706. Your code is Pastor Pope, and with a qualifying gig bundle, you will receive an $800 prepaid Visa gift card. Call Eunice at Comcast Business at 603-222-7706. Your code is Pastor Pope. And with the qualifying gig bundle, you will receive an $800 prepaid Visa gift card. I'm going to address another communication that came in from one of our listeners and viewers who indicated that you are having trouble, you said, with your finances. And you want to know, how do you get control of your finances? So listen, you don't have to buy into the theory. Okay. People were talking not long ago about being debt-free. There's good debt and there's bad debt. So that's the first thing. You've got to identify which is which. But the first thing you're going to have to do, you're going to have to draft a budget. You're going to have to write out a budget, know exactly what income you have coming in and your expenditures that are going out. You've got to know that. So you have to have a budget sheet. You have to have a budget to work from. And I tell everyone this. It doesn't matter who you are. Everyone has to have a budget. Doesn't matter how much. You could be the world's largest, the world's most renowned billionaire, still has a budget. His budget's just larger than yours, but he has one. He knows he won't spend more than this on that. He knows he won't spend more than this on that. He knows that he has this much coming in, and he knows how much he has going out. You have to have a budget. That's the first thing. And then the one thing you want to do is reduce your expenditures. No matter how much income you have, you want to reduce your expenditures. So that's why you draft a budget, so that you can look at your budget and say, okay, those are expenditures I don't need. And usually that's going to be in the form of entertainment, because remember what I said, fun is overrated. So you can always reduce your entertainment expense. That's the first thing. Fixed expenses you can't reduce. You can reduce entertainment expenses. And then you just have to be more careful and cautious with spending creeps. You've got to draft out your budget. If you don't have one, send me an email and I'll send you a budget sheet. You've got to be able to do that. And then once that's done, then you have to determine how much money you can save and prepare to invest. Because that's the only way you're going to build wealth. Spending is not going to do it. But you can reduce your spending. That's the good news. You may not always